Every mind has a shadow. Today, we're investigating one of its greatest illusions. Imagine waking up and checking your phone. Your boss hasn't replied to yesterday's message. Within seconds, your mind starts writing a story. He's disappointed. I'm probably getting fired. Maybe I said something wrong. By lunchtime, you've created an entire future in your head. Then your boss finally replies, "Sorry, I was in meetings all morning. Nothing was wrong. Nothing had changed. Except your heartbeat." This happens far more often than most people realize. Your mind has an incredible ability to create problems long before reality does. A single facial expression becomes proof that someone secretly dislikes you. A delayed text message becomes evidence that your relationship is falling apart. A small mistake convinces you your entire future is ruined. But here's the disturbing part. Your brain isn't trying to make you miserable. It's trying to keep you alive. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans survived because the brain constantly searched for danger. Missing a real threat could be fatal. Mistaking safety for danger was far less costly. Modern psychology calls this the negativity bias. Our brains naturally pay more attention to possible threats than possible rewards. That survival system helped our ancestors avoid predators. Today, it makes us fear emails, conversations, and futures that haven't even happened. Your brain becomes less interested in asking, "What is true?" and far more interested in asking, "What could go wrong?" The problem is that the imagination has no limit. It can create disasters that feel completely real, even when there's almost no evidence they will happen. Carl Jung believed that much of what we fear doesn't come from the outside world. It comes from the unconscious parts of ourselves we refuse to face. Sometimes the greatest threat isn't reality. It's the story your own mind keeps repeating until it feels like reality. And once you believe that story, you begin making decisions based on fear instead of facts. The strange thing about imagined problems is that they don't stay inside your head. They begin changing your behavior. You stop applying for opportunities because you assume you'll fail. You avoid difficult conversations because you've already imagined the worst possible outcome. You hesitate to trust people because your mind has convinced you they'll eventually betray you. Without realizing it, you're no longer reacting to reality. You're reacting to a prediction. Psychologists call this catastrophizing, the habit of turning uncertainty into disaster. When your mind doesn't have enough information, it often fills the gaps with the worst possible explanation. The story feels real, even though it's built on assumptions rather than evidence. Carl Jung believed something similar happens within the unconscious. He argued that we often project our hidden fears onto the outside world. Instead of recognizing our own insecurity, we see rejection everywhere. Instead of facing our own self-doubt, we assume everyone else is judging us. The danger isn't that the world becomes more threatening. The danger is that your perception quietly changes until fear starts looking like reality. Think about how many sleepless nights have been caused by things that never happened. How many friendships were damaged because of misunderstandings your mind invented? How many opportunities were lost because fear spoke louder than facts? Your thoughts are powerful, but they are not always truthful. One of the healthiest habits you can build is to pause whenever your mind tells you a frightening story and ask a simple question. What evidence do I actually have? Not what you fear, not what you imagine. What do you truly know? That single question forces the mind to separate facts from fiction. Over time, you begin to notice something remarkable. Most of the battles that exhausted you were never happening outside your mind. They were stories your brain created to protect you. But protection without truth becomes a prison. Real freedom doesn't come from controlling every situation. It comes from realizing that you don't have to believe every thought your mind produces. Some thoughts deserve your attention. Others deserve to pass like clouds across the sky. Because the strongest mind isn't the one that never feels fear. It's the one that refuses to let fear write the story. Every mind has a shadow. But the moment you stop believing every story it tells, the shadow begins to lose its power. Until next time, keep observing your own mind.